Welcome back, it's Chris from Exile Gaming, and today we're animating your stream. Sometimes there's a lot of assumed knowledge when it comes to streaming. One is you know how to set up your whole stream, your overlays, your chatbots, your this, your that, and whatever. In this video, I'm scaling it right back. I'm assuming that you know nothing, and we're going to go ahead and set up our animated overlay. So if you want to go ahead and open up OBS Studio, we'll get started. Okay, so I'm going to assume that you don't have an overlay. What you're going to do is navigate to my Discord, which there's a link down in the description, and from there, under stream content, you'll see there's some animated overlays. I'm just going to go ahead and click one, so we've got that in our downloads, and then I'm going to go ahead and open up our OBS Studio. Okay, so I've gone ahead and opened up OBS Studio, and as you can see, I've got no scenes, no sources, no audio mixers, nothing. Yours may look slightly different because I've got my scene transitions up here and they're usually down here, but it doesn't matter. So click on sources, and in the bottom left you've got this little plus. From there, what we can do is we can add a load of different options, and so we could include something like our microphone or our display capture, so we can capture on one of our monitors, and images. So this is what we usually would do. So by clicking on image, I could say webcam, select an image, and I'd have some form of border which I could position. Now obviously that's just a static image and we want animated, so I'm going to go ahead and delete that and click on the little plus down in sources. From there, what we're looking for is media source, so right in the middle, media source, and I'm going to call this webcam animated. Click OK, and I'm going to browse to my downloaded file. So downloads, we've just downloaded the shield. I'm going to open it up, and you notice that I've got shield.webm. Now there's a few different file types that we can use. We can use things like .mlv, which has got transparent background. We've got mp4, doesn't have transparent background. We've got AVI, and we've got webm. AVI is quite a large file, so I tend to stay away from that as much as possible. mp4 obviously in this instance isn't going to work for us, and .mov would work, but typically what you'd find is they're quite large files. So .mov and .webm is what you're looking for, but webm is obviously a much smaller file, and that's what we need when we're actually sending so much data across to our streaming service. So I've got local file, I've selected my shield. I want to make sure loop is on, because if that's not on, then after the first animation is over, it's going to stop and it's going to remove itself. So we'll leave loop off for the time being, just to demonstrate, and everything else I can leave the same. So I'll click OK. What I've got is a slowly animating border, and I don't know if you can see the blue, which is just navigating around, and once it reaches the end, it's going to stop. So to rectify that, we can double click on our layer and make sure loop is selected. Now what we'll have, blue starting off in the bottom left hand corner, wait for it to get all the way around, and it should just carry on. And it does. Perfect. One quick one, what we can do, we can also change the colors whilst we're here. So what I'm going to do is right click on filters, click on effects and filters, and I'm going to do a color correction. So click OK, and we can do a hue shift. So now instead of the red and blue what we had, we've now got blue and green, green and dark green, and we can play around with this. I'm going to leave this off, and what I'm going to do is just quickly import my webcam. So video capture device, video capture, and I'm going to select my cam link, which is the Sony that I've got here. I'm just going to drag this down. Now, something that you're going to want to make sure is that your video capture device doesn't sit on top of your actual overlay, because you're going to have an instance like this. So you want to just drag your layer and move it down to the bottom. From there, what you might see is actually the webcam border doesn't perfectly fit to what the ratio of our webcam. So what I can do is click on my webcam or my camera, drag that a little bit larger so it fills the box, and click on the layer again. If I hold Alt, I can drag in the sides, and I can create a crop or a clip, whack that behind the lines, and now we've got a perfect webcam border. I hope that makes sense to everyone. Add a media source, make sure loop is selected, You can play around with the filters and the hue shift to change the colors, and the process is the exact same for Studio OBS or Streamlabs OBS. So there's nothing else to it. You're good to go, ready to start streaming with some awesome animated overlays. If you do have any questions, please feel free to comment down below. But until then, if you make sure you like, comment and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Peace and love.